Good evening, YouTube, and thank you for joining my channel again. So today I am going to do words of wisdom, and the words of wisdom today is, how is justice served? And I want to kind of ask a few questions about, what does justice mean to you as a person? Because justice is more than a legal concept. It's about fairness, accountability, and it's about restoring balance. So, we often hear about justice being served, but do we understand how it happens? And so that's kind of why I want to talk about this as words of wisdom. So many people feel powerless in the face of injustice. And this message will help you understand the process of justice and how it manifests. Please excuse my doggie. She's barking in the background. Um, so the message will help us to understand the process of justice, how it manifests in different areas of our life, and how you can be a part of it. So, the meaning of justice and defining justice. So, I kind of define justice as, justice is not just punishment. It is about accountability. It's about restoration. It's about fairness. And there are different types of justice. So you got retributive justice, and that is holding wrongdoers accountable. Then you have restorative justice, and that is the healing harm done to victims and communities. Then you have social justice, that is ensuring fairness in society and addressing inequalities. And then you have divine justice, and that is the spiritual balance of right and wrong. So let's kind of go into, I'm going to give some biblical scriptures. So Isaiah 1:17, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, and plead the widow's cause. So true justice is more than just about punishment. It is about healing and correction. Now, how does justice unfold as a whole? So justice can unfold by recognizing the wrongdoing. Justice begins when we acknowledge that harm has been done to a particular person, to a community, to a society, whatever it may be. And then you want to investigating and gathering of truth. So, excuse me. So when you're investigating and gathering the truth, that means you are without facts. And when you are without facts, justice cannot be served. So justice can be delayed. Excuse me. Let me take a sip. That's right. So justice being delayed is not always justice denied. Sometimes the truth takes time to reveal itself. And so you stand in that gap waiting on the truth to reveal itself. And during that time, you want to be patient. Because when spirit is working, spirit will unfold things in mysterious ways. But now, holding people accountable. Accountability doesn't always mean punishment, but it does mean making things right. But it also could mean harsh punishment as well. So restoration and healing. So true justice is served when the wrong is corrected and people can move forward. So what are some examples? So let's kind of give examples of how justice can be served. So you have the legal justice system in the courts. And we all know that sometimes that's not even fair, but we go with what society has deemed correct when you have to go before the courts. And then you also have social justice, which is the movements that have changed history. And these are the things that, say, particular, just like Martin Luther King. He's changed the history of how things are done for African Americans. And so that is called social justice. I can't even get social out. But that is called social justice. And then you have personal justice. And that is when someone makes amends for past actions. And they can do that on their own by apologizing or turning themselves in, things of that nature. So there are other segments and barriers to justice. And so why justice sometimes feel like it's delayed could be for several reasons. And number one, it is power and corruption. So some systems are designed to protect those in power. And when that happens, justice can be delayed or hindered. But history shows that truth eventually prevails. Now, number two to the barriers of justice is fear and silence. So when people are afraid to speak up, justice thrives. Because of whatever reason their fear base is, justice will thrive. And then you also have the fact that justice does require courage. So you do have to have courage when you're in fear about something and you want to speak up. You have to have that courage. And then you have impatience and short-sightedness is number three. Justice is not always instantly. It's not going to always be an instantaneous thing. It takes time to unfold. And another scripture that we can reference is Galatians 6:9. Let us not grow weary in well-doing, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. So, grace. So the second thing is being a vessel for justice. And how can you help justice be served? So one of the main things you can do is speak up, take action. Silence does enable injustice. So use your voice. Use your voice. Grace. No, mama. So use your voice. Use your voice to speak up. The second thing is seek truth and seek truth over emotion. So justice isn't about revenge all the time. It's about fairness. And then number three, we want to support those who have been wronged. So justice is about restoration. Be a part of someone's healing and helping them heal from that injustice. And then number four, truth in the process. So even when it seems slow, justice does move forward. So we also want to give some encouragement. So every act of justice, no matter how small, is part of a bigger movement. And always keep that in the back of your mind. It's always part of a bigger movement. So sometimes patience is necessary. So some final reflections on this Words to Wisdom on justice is, where in your life is justice trying to be served? And the challenge is, take one step this week to stand for justice. Whatever that may mean for you, just take one step this week to do something that will maybe push you a little bit forward towards whatever justice it is that you're seeking. And then an affirmation that you could use is also, I will stand for truth, seek fairness, and trust that justice will be served in its perfect time. Now, I did write another poem about justice, and I'm going to read this poem because I know that maybe it can help someone. So justice stands with steady grace a beacon bright in time and space, not swayed by wealth nor bowed by might. She seeks the truth, she yields the light. Her scales weigh deeds, both small and grand, with every heart and steady hand. No whisper bribe, no shadow plea can turn her gaze from what must be. For justice is not swift revenge, nor driven by a peaceful edge. It lifts the low, it restores the lost, it bears no pride, it pays the cost. So though some may flee, through lies may weave, the truth stands firm, it does not leave. In time, the wrong will find their voice, and justice moves a rightful choice. So trust the tide, though slow it turns, the fire of fairness always burns. For justice waits, but it won't forget. Her day will come, her course is set. Seek justice today, be patient, and know that God is on your side. Have a good evening, YouTube. See you on the next video.